Get started. So I'm coming into a comfortable seated form. That's where we'll begin. And once you come into perhaps a chair or a seat, take the awareness down to your feet today. Maybe start to feel how your feet have landed. And if they're in shoes, or if they're out of their shoes and if the toes are moving about, or if you feel certain areas of your feet, just start to explore how they've landed. And if they help you feel centered or balanced in your chair, and if not, maybe trying on a few different positions. So I know right now today I feel most comfortable with my feet a little wider than my hips, pressing down into the ground. Start to notice what feels right for your body. And as we move through today's session, listen to your body. Know that there's no right or wrong, only what is right for you. And now that we've started to land, you might close your eyes or soften your gaze. And I'm going to say a formal welcome to everyone that tunes in from Silver Chain today. Welcome, and maybe you could appreciate what you're doing. Take a moment to appreciate all the effort that you're bringing to taking care of your health, to have carved out this time to be present. You might start to be present to thoughts or feelings or sensations that arise. If it feels right for you, tune your present awareness to your breath. Notice if your breath is light or heavy. If your breath is smooth or scattered. Notice if you have much awareness of your breath or just a little. To begin today's session, you might like to join me in finding 5 mindful breaths. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling long, silent, whistling breaths. out through your mouth. Allow your breath to flow naturally again whenever you feel ready. Expand your awareness from your breath out to your body. Feel the parts of your body that move with your breath. If it feels right, you might join me in taking one or both hands to the chest space today. Resting one or both hands lightly on your chest. Notice the experience of your breath through your hand on your chest. Notice if your mind wanders from your breath, as would be completely natural and normal for your most exquisite mind to do. If it feels right, guide your awareness back to your breath. To the experience of each breath through your fingertips. When it feels right, release your hand or hands from your chest. Notice the experience of your breath through your body now. If it feels right, guiding one or both hands to rest on the side of your torso, perhaps to rest on the side, to rest on your ribs. Notice the experience of your breath through your fingertips. Notice if you feel your breath reach out in all directions through your fingertips. When it feels right for you, release your hand and notice the experience of your breath through your body. If it feels right, resting one or both hands to your abdomen. Notice the experience of your breath through the hand or the hands on your abdomen. When it feels right for you, release your hand or hands, perhaps to your lap space, perhaps to the back of your thighs. You might turn the palms of your hands upwards, inviting the fingertips to soften, drawing the first finger and your thumb to touch lightly. Notice the experience of your breath through your body. Anchor your awareness of your breath through your body. Until you hear the sound of my voice again. Notice if your mind may have begun to wander. As might be completely natural and normal for our most exquisite minds to do. If it feels right, guide your mind back to your breath. Through your breath to your body again. Notice, how does your body feel now? Do you feel more or less? Have there been no changes at all? There's no right or wrong as we continue to explore and observe anything that arises. You might begin to gently guide your chin down to your chest, turning the palms of your hands down, bringing the awareness and the energy of the body into the feet eventually, pressing the toes into the floor, maybe the inner arches, the outer edges, and the heels. You might even squeeze your toes in and out a few times. And then feel the push of energy as you draw the feet into the ground and maybe start to tilt the pelvis forward, opening the chest, letting the shoulders roll back and down. Pause here with the breath. And then again, push the feet down to begin an arching of the spine back behind you, a rocking back of the pelvis, stretching maybe out into the shoulder blades. Let's take a breath here. When you're ready, move from the feet. Push the feet into the ground to draw the pelvis forward and to bring the chest out and maybe even up a little as we reach the shoulders back. Moving from the feet, push the feet into the ground, arch the spine back behind you, bring the chin to the chest. Flow with your breath here, moving from the feet when you change direction each time. You might also feel your hands moving up and down the thighs. You might invite the chin to lift as you open out through the chest. Release it back to the chest space as you arch the spine back behind. If it feels right, you could start to bring more dynamic movement in between the hips and the head, maybe circling the spine around. Just move in ways that feel right for your body. So if there's any way you know you're drawn into that you need to sort of work through, let yourself cycle around in that space. There might be a little nook or a cranny that's just calling out for a little bit of extra care and attention. You imagine you're pushing up from the soles of your feet and sort of unlock the spine here. It's really subtle. You might stay with the forward and backward flexion of the spine. Let's find at least 3 more breaths, exploring the torso, letting the body guide you around. Eventually coming back into a neutral seated form. Maybe you return your hands to the same position that we started the session in. You might take another moment to appreciate all that you're doing for your health. To know that by turning your awareness inwards and being present, you take care of yourself in a way that you'll carry with you wherever you go from here. Preparing to close today's session with the same breath that we began. You might join me in finding 5 mindful breaths, inhaling through your nose, exhaling long, silent whistling breaths out through your mouth. Allowing your breath to flow naturally again whenever you feel ready. Now taking your awareness outside the body, perhaps to some of the sounds around you, or starting to draw out into the temperature of the room you're in. I thought we'd wake up a little bit more because I know it was a really deep meditation today. So maybe starting to wake up through the fingertips, moving the fingers around and the hands into the wrist joints. You might like to join me in a full body stretch as I bring the hands up to the chest space with an inhalation. Interlace the fingers and exhale, arch the spine back behind. Reach the fingertips out. Inhale, come back up as high as you can. And then exhale, release back to center. So you might move through a few rounds. I know I'm going to move through a few rounds. Inhaling up to the chest space, trying to get as much of the body involved as possible. Exhale, arching back. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, releasing down. Inhale to the chest space, maybe switching the position of the hands. Exhale, drawing out. Inhale, rise up, and maybe we work into a side stretch here before we release out. Let's try that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale out. Inhale up and then across to the side, your preferred side. Back across to the other side. And out again. Fantastic. Now, if you need to keep stretching, by all means, please continue on. As always, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to share your presence and your practice with me. I hope you enjoyed as much as I always do. And if you'd like to leave any questions or comments or feedback, the chat box is there, or I'll come over and undo my mic now. Going forward, I wish you great health and a happy week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.